You know, if I'm gonna do this video, I've got to have the right attire, right? If I'm gonna review Hype Beast footwear, I've got to have Hype Beast apparel. This shirt is just not gonna cut it. So let's just get this up. Oh yeah. That is. Okay, guys, so I have the proper Supreme box logo tee on now, because when I did that little exchange, what I actually had on, I know you have to rewind it to see, I did not have the proper box logo tee on. That one was actually the backwards. Check this out. When I initially was making these shirts, these are custom shirts, obviously not the real deal, because the real deal costs much more. An official Supreme box logo tee goes for much more. Goes for quite a bit. When I made these, I don't know what I was thinking, but unfortunately, I had put the transfer thing, I did it backwards. So this is actually a backwards box logo tee. And I thought, oh, geez, I messed it up. So I had to make another one that is, the proper way. Turns out, though, funny enough, the backwards box logo tee is also a real product that Supreme made, and that goes for a lot of money as well. Who knew? But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about shoes, and more specifically, Jordans. Because, Jordans have just been, the pinnacle of sneakerdom. Every man, woman, and child has at some point in their life wanted a pair of Jordans. Now, I, for one, I've always wanted Jordans. I've had a few pairs in my life. I've had a pair of 5s. I think I had a pair of 13s. But yeah, few and far between, because now they've gotten so expensive and so hard to obtain. I'm not going to pay reseller prices and none of that stuff. But there does exist one option for those who still want Jordans and don't want to pay a hefty price tag, and that is reps, or fake Jordans, basically. So, replica shoes, replica Jordans, made in China, purchased direct from China. And in this case, we bought a pair from DHgate. And if you don't know, if you've never heard of DHgate, it is one of the many sites that are starting to pop up now. Actually, DHgate, I guess, has been around for a while, but they sell lots of goods, wholesale. Everything is direct from China. And one of the most popular things that they sell on there is like counterfeit stuff, like designer clothing, shoes. Jordans, I think, are probably a big like part of their, like, what they sell. And when you do order Jordans on their site, They don't have the logo, they don't have the swoosh, they don't have the Jumpman, no markings whatsoever, because obviously they would be in a lot of trouble. So everything just looks very generic, no marking, no brandings, but people know pretty much. They're in the know, they understand, yeah, okay, they can't show any of that stuff. So I picked up a pair of Jordan Bred 4s. I love the 4s. I mean, just, I've never owned a pair, but just the look and everything, I think they're awesome. Always wanted a pair. I figured, what the hell, I'm going to jump on this. Ironically, Nike is going to retro these in May of this year, and they're going to retail probably for like $200. I don't think I'm going to try and get a real pair. I don't think I want them that badly, but I figured, you know, $48 is what I spent for these shoes, and I figured that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger and buy these shoes for $48. Well, let me show you what I got for $48. They're right here. Now, I would do an unboxing for you. However, these didn't come in a box. They came in a bag. That's what it said on the website. I was kind of disappointed because other people who reviewed shoes from DHgate, their shoes came in a box, and they claimed they paid about $50 for the shoe. So I don't know, maybe it depends on the seller, or maybe they were lying. I don't know. Maybe they paid a lot more, because you can pay quite a bit. The price on a pair of replicas can go up quite a bit, as much as $150 for what are called like UAs, or like ultra authentics, AAA. And those are supposed to be very, very good fakes. Like, they look they're almost indistinguishable. But I went for the bottom of the barrel. I was like, okay, $48. Let's see what that gets you. So here is the Jordan Bred. The Jordan 4. The Bred colorway, black and red. I actually was planning to get the cement, the white, like with the speckling on the midsole here. But I actually saw some other guy wearing these, and I thought these looked really cool. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get these. Overall, I mean, just from a visual standpoint, they look fine. You know, you would see someone wearing these down the street, unless you were a sneakerhead, unless you were really like an expert on Jordans. You would never really know. You could see the back. There's the Jumpman. These are not. Actually, now that I'm looking, the Jumpman looks a little. Does he look off center? Am I looking at that right? He looks a little off center in the. Maybe he's supposed to be. I don't know. I have no idea. I have nothing to compare this to. But yeah, okay. So if you're just walking down the street with these on, no one would probably notice anything. You know, even a sneakerhead, even someone who's an expert on Jordans, just seeing you walking by wearing these probably wouldn't be able to tell anything. So yeah, from a distance, they look fine. But up close, you notice a few things about these shoes. First and foremost, when I took them out of the box, and this is what everyone says, is they smell like glue. And they do. They do. They don't smell as bad now because they've been out of the packaging. But it's almost like, you know, they come fresh off the line at the factory. They take them, throw them in a bag, and then send them to you. So they're just like inside this bag, like marinating in this glue smell. So when you open up that bag and you take them out, it hits you like a puff of like a brick, man. It's unbelievable how bad they smell. It's glue, or it smells almost like paint thinner. That's what these smell like a little bit. They don't smell as bad now. They've had like a whole day to kind of air out. But yeah, that is definitely one symptom. I don't see a lot of like imperfections like with glue. That's usually pretty visible on these. I don't see, probably right here. There's a little bit of a imperfection where my index finger is. I don't know if the camera can even see that. Focus. You can see a little bit of glue like right there. And there's a little bit of a gap here between this piece and this piece. And the other shoe, it's like there's no gap, it just touches. But those are things you nitpick. Like, you would never notice these things when you're just out and about wearing them. I would not recommend these shoes. Even though it sounds like I'm like, okay, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I would not recommend buying a fake pair of Jordans, because these are about the level of Payless shoes. Okay, just the build quality, everything. All right, the way they feel like Payless shoes. They don't feel like a premium quality product, even though they look just like what Nike would sell. There's just something off about these, and even though they look good, when I put these on, I'm not going to do like an on foot thing because it's not worth all the time and the trouble. I feel like my foot, like when I have these on, the shape of the shoe kind of collapses a little bit. Like it doesn't hold. It just kind of flattens out, stretches out. It's not even because like I have a wide foot or anything. It's just the way the shoe is made. It seems like it's not as sturdy, and I guess that's to be expected. But $50 is what you're paying. And like I said, the quality of a Payless shoe, it's about the same, but you're paying a lot less for a Payless shoe. So you know what you're getting there. Here, you're thinking you're getting something, at least something close. But yeah, the insole. What insole is there? I'm gonna go ahead and pull the insole out because you have to see it to believe this thing, if you can call it an insole. It's more like a piece of paper. Look how thin the insole is. Look at that. There is nothing. There is no padding in this shoe whatsoever. I don't know if the original 4s have any kind of padding, but I like to think that most Nikes. I have a pair of Air Max Furies here, and I'm going to demonstrate that with my next point on these shoes. Those have a regular nice insole, and those are about average, what you'd expect, just slightly thicker, just something there. This has nothing at all. Sizing. So one thing I remember about Jordan, like fakes and reps and all those things back in the day, like in the early 2000s, when the only place you could even find these shoes was through like really weird, sketchy websites, and you'd have to use like Western Union to wire money to these factories to get the shoes. One thing that I was always reading about them is that the sizing was off, like by an entire size. So that was a concern of mine when I was buying these shoes. I was like, well, what's the sizing like? Is it going to be off? Everything I read is like, okay, yeah, the sizing's good. Everyone's saying it's true to size. This is supposed to be a 13. Okay. In Nikes, I typically wear a 13 and a half, or I even size up to a 14 if I have to, because a lot of Nikes tend to run small, I've noticed. This is an older silhouette, so I'm thinking, okay, I can go with a true to size, should be just fine. Yeah, it was wrong. These shoes are not true to size. They are not a true size 13. And I'm going to show you right now. Here's a pair. These are my Air Max Furies. This is a size 13. This is an authentic pair of Nikes. I'm going to hold them now heel to heel, and you can see that there is a size difference there. This is it's got a little bit longer. It's a little longer to toe. And you might say, okay, well, they're different style shoes, right? This is like a trainer, like a running shoe, and this is a basketball shoe. It's a different silhouette. No, that's not. No. My toe is right at the point here. It's almost touching. They feel small. They just feel like a small shoe. They don't feel like a real 13 on my foot. It's they're no good. If they were if they were a normal size, if they were true to size, I would be okay with them. I would keep them. I would be like, okay, whatever, $50, I'll throw them on, go to Target, whatever, on the weekends. It's fine. I like the shoe. I think it's a great looking shoe. It really is. I think the Jordan 4 is, like, aesthetically, I think it's one of the best looking Jordans out there. One of the best they've ever produced, along up there with the 3s and obviously the Jordan 11. Everyone goes for the Jordan 11s. Those are hard to. I've seen the replicas of those, and those are always, they never come out looking right. I figured the 4 would be a little easier to pull off, but overall, just comfort, fit, feel, all that. It's a no-go on these. $48 was, these Jordans, these reps, these fake Jordans, and yeah, I'm not gonna hang on to them. I'll probably donate them. I actually might just give these to someone. Give these to like a homeless person, like directly, Because if I give it to Goodwill or like Salvation Army, they're going to think it's real. And they're going to sell it in their store. They're going to put a price tag on it. Like maybe $50, $60, maybe more. They might think, oh, wow, hey, Jordan's brand new. These are going to go for a lot of money. No, they're not real. So that's kind of the problem with fakes. People who buy these shoes and then turn around and try to sell them on eBay and try to rip people off. That is a big problem. So yeah, I was on the fence about fake shoes for a while. I said, okay, well, how bad could it? What's the big deal? What's the harm? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy a pair. I'm gonna see what these are like. Well, I have, and I can tell you, they're no good. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. If you can't afford the real thing, don't bother. It's not worth getting. They're just shoes, right? They're just shoes. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So yeah, it's a thumbs down on these $48 Jordans. If you see them on DHgate, don't bother with them. I don't think they're worth your time or money. I mean, if you really want Jordans and you're like, I don't have the money, I really want them, these would probably do fine for you. I don't see a big problem. If you can get the sizing down, that's the whole thing. I think they're fine. Swap out the insole, put something more comfortable in there, and these could work for you. These would get the job done. I don't think anyone's gonna really see these and spot them as fake. No one I know would look at these and think otherwise. Even the detailing on, look at the toe. Look at those little stars in there. You can see that. Yeah, it's a solid looking shoe. It looks real. But overall, just for me personally, yeah, I'm not going to keep these. They're going by the wayside. Same thing for the shirts too. I don't know. I'll wear it to do some yard work or something. Now, I'm going to show you something. I bought something else because I had a feeling these Jordans were going to be really disappointing. Let's see. Oh yeah. The box is going to just take up the whole damn screen. Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh my God, I'm hitting the box. It's such a huge box. These are real. These are authentic. Completely authentic. I love classics. I love, I'll go for, this was about the same price actually. This was a little bit more. I think these were like 50. I had some Amazon points. They were like 53 total. Not bad at all. And the quality on these, oh, beautiful. Let's go ahead and pull these out. Keeping with that black and red theme from the Jordan Breds. These are the Reebok Royal High. I don't know the full. It's the Royal BB 4500 High 2. It just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? I had a pair of these when I was a kid. Mine were did not have any red in them though. Didn't have the red accents. It was just black upper with the white midsole and then the white striping. I love those shoes. They were like my favorite sneakers of all time. When I started seeing this shoe get reintroduced, I was excited because, I was like, I'm going to be able to get those shoes again that I had when I was a kid. I love them. They only had like 2 colorways for a long time, like just black and white. That's all you could get. And then they started like really expanding, I guess, because people started buying them up and they're like, oh, okay, we got something here. So now they have this colorway, the black and red. It's the closest I could find. I like black and red anything. I think it looks good though. I think the red on the shoe is kind of pops a little bit. And they've got a bunch of other colorways, like a Tiffany colorway, like a teal and black, which looks really good too. I'm kind of gotta rein it in a little bit, and you can't keep dropping the cash on these. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to have these. This is a real shoe, really made by Reebok, which is owned by Adidas now. So, is it made by Adidas? I don't know. But yes, happy that Reebok exists. Okay, thank you Adidas for buying them up and keeping them alive. Just to show you the size comparison, if you're curious about these, yeah, that's not a 13. That's not a 13. That's probably like a 12. That's probably a 12, I would say. I think the sizing is still it's real bad. So yeah, guys, that's my time. Don't buy the fakes. Don't buy the fakes just because they are very poor quality. Don't bother. You don't have to. Jordans are great, and if you can find them for a great deal, more power to you. But yeah, just going out and buying the fake ones. I mean, they're okay if they work for you. I don't think anyone's gonna clown you, and no one's gonna really spot unless they're really bad, and you're like in high school, and kids are really shallow and they care about all that stuff. But if you're an adult and you just like Jordans, you're like, hey, get a pair. Buy a size up from what so if you wear a 12, buy the 13. If you wear an 11, buy the 12. Clearly, the sizing on this is off really bad. I'm gonna wear these, so I'm gonna enjoy these a lot. So yeah, that is my time, though, folks. Thank you for watching, and yes, comment, like, and subscribe. This is kind of another style of video that I'm enjoying doing. Reviews, product reviews, weird stuff. There's no real theme here. There's no concise thing that I'm doing here. It's a whole hodgepodge of different things. And that's the way I like it. Because I never can decide on one thing. That's why I don't have any tattoos, because I can't decide on one that I would want to have on my body for the rest of my life. It just doesn't work. So yes, guys, thank you. Comment, like, subscribe. I will see you next time.